What's happening, ladies? Decided to start my own YouTube channel with this farm here. We'll get into a little bit more of the background and everything as we go on. Probably this video, maybe a couple more videos, and go from there. So, as of right now, I had to run to town due to the fact we're out of straw. With it getting towards the end of March, I also need to get some spring wheat planted, try to get some pulled down or put down in the ground, and along with some more alfalfa. I'm really gonna switch up from the way my dad was farming this. I took it over this spring. I know it's tail end of winter, not quite spring yet, but I always call March spring because it's close enough. But he didn't really have a whole lot of cows and whatnot. What I ended up doing was I bought somebody else's young herd. I didn't buy their milking herd. So I bought their heifers and calves from them. And the reason I went that way was due to the fact they had quite a few steer calves. And for you guys that don't know, male calves. And I think I'm going to try to fatten them all the way out. Have like that other market side of it besides just my milk. I kept my dad's 80 milking cows, which the herd's pretty old, so that's also why I bought the heifers from the other farmer, to get a little youth in my herd again. And he was able to cut me some deals since he wanted to retire and everything. He's helping me very minimal, is what he said. Hopefully he gets back from vacation soon. I need somebody to help with field work and planting. As many of you know, maybe many of you don't know, milking 2 times a day, and I do not have the automatic robot milker. It takes a lot of time out of my day, and then just to care for the herd in general also takes a lot of time out of my day. So it's going to be a tough one this first year. I'm going to have to manage my time the best I can and hopefully find a little extra help. If I could find a high school kid or two to milk for me, that would be a time saver, but at the same time, that's like asking somebody to manage your money for you. They mess something up, get the bad cow in there or something, then I gotta flush that whole tank of milk and I don't get paid for it then. But yeah, so here we sit buying bales at the auction in town, and they had some really good straw bales here. So I got 1 trailer of straw and I got 1 trailer of hay to get me at least going. Due to the fact my dad was mainly feeding silage to the cows, I want to throw some hay in my TMR mix along with silage and keep going with the high moisture corn, trying to get some more production out of it. I was also thinking about buying some wet cake from the ethanol plant in town. I haven't tried that. I really don't know how well that's going to work in my herd, but it'd be something else to do. We just gotta make it through the summer and get into fall, because I really need to figure out how much silage I'm going to need. I also really need to figure out how much corn and soybeans I'm going to have left over, and quite frankly, I don't think I'm going to put any soybeans in this year. I think I'm just going to do alfalfa, wheat, which is spring wheat, so hopefully she matures quick. All I'm after with that is the straw. And then I'm going to have corn from silage and hopefully be able to sell a lot of the corn to recover quite a bit of my debt that I got. Like I said, Dad did me a favor. I am paying rent on the land and on some of the equipment. Like this tractor's still my dad's. This is the last thing he bought before he said he was about done. So I do have a lot of older tractors, and this one does have the rear weight because it is a light tractor. We got a bigger baler, older baler, but it produces bigger bales than what these are. So we needed to have the extra weight. And then those two trailers, it's kind of funny, we had so many bales when we were younger, and my dad had all of us kids on the farm to help, that he decided to weld a ball hitch to the back of them both. So the guy out in the field could get that loaded up, and he wouldn't have to unhook and hook up the bale trailers as much. He just ran the truck at that point. Us kids took care of the tractors, or the tractor, and then the skid loader at the farm too. He had the easy job. But I also dug out, like, we left the fence where it was, property marker. Don't want the county sneaking in on us. But I dug this out, moved the earth around, and as you can see, it works out. It's a perfect bale storage area. As I keep getting bales this summer, I'm gonna have to find a different spot, maybe build a shed. But I also got to see if the bank will give me that loan or not. Right there. Oh, come on. Can't even get this strap off. I think I'm gonna have to move some bales. Hopefully I got enough silo room for as much as I want to go, because I mean right now we got 80 milking, and I'm pretty sure I lost track, so that's pretty terrible on my end. I'm pretty sure I got like 20 heifers, but then I know I got 20 female calves and 20 male calves, so we're going to be hurting for room here, which I know I can fit more in my little freestall area, but still we're pushing the limit. I mean, I don't know how we're all going to make this work out, because that old tie stall barn, I've been contemplating on asking the bank for a loan to get a bigger freestall and put it somewhere, but I know what they're going to say. I got to prove that I can make money, and the milk's not the best thing to do farming wise anymore. I'm just lucky we still have that creamery close by that's still going. They're pretty good size, and I got a couple big farmers around me that deliver their own milk there, so I think I'm good. But we'll see how this market goes. You never know what turn it's gonna take, what the economy's gonna do. And with my first year of milking, I already started. I'm gonna say I don't want to give up milking, but I also got to try to find some more land just in case to have that backup like these big guys do, they are able to actually fatten out all their steers that they get. And I've seen some of them go to even Angus to make sure they got some extra cash flow coming in besides just milk. So that's kind of my thought is, rather than buying a bigger freestall and doing more milking, I was going to transition into a beef farm also. But like I said, Dad still owns a lot of the land and half the equipment to get me started. That's what we needed to do. So my first goal is to either buy my own land or buy my dad's land. And then I'll probably end up trying to buy that house across the street first, or gravel road first. They're just renting it out right now. They've been there for a long time, which, great, I like good renters, but that would be a prime spot right next to our fields that we could build something. So the way it went down when my great-grandpa bought this place, it was one of his cousins over there that also had a little farm, and through the years they got out of farming, tore down the buildings, and they just left the house. And then I think it's a relation, but I don't know where. And they ended up just moving along to bigger cities, supposedly bigger and better things, but they still want the land or that house because it's the rent from it every month. Maybe I could convince one of them to just let it go. Alright, so now that we got our bales in here, we're sitting pretty good. As you can see, I left that one bale in the alleyway. I need to finish cleaning out the pens and hauling my manure here before I can even go plant anything. And I feel terrible because I got to use my classic 2nd gen here to do anything around the farm. Hopefully I can find an older farm truck, because this is way too nice of a truck to beat up with the farm and the trailers and everything. As you can see, I got a lot of manure to haul. All we were doing this winter was pulling it out and piling it up. Due to the fact that we had so much snow, I didn't want to risk it. Dad didn't want to risk it either. And then we had some rain here not long ago, so hopefully it's frozen enough and I don't get stuck. But the rain took care of the snow, and then it got cold a couple nights there. Yeah, the farm's pieced together. A nice old farm. Dad left a lot of Grandpa's buildings. Dad built a lot of buildings himself. Grandpa built a bunch of buildings compared to his dad, and so forth. But this is my favorite addition. A nice shop right next to the house. There was a bunch of little barns here, and Dad took them down to put in the grain bin. He got the machine shed there, which nothing was in its spot. And then these two little barns I just kind of transitioned into using. That one Dad built, the little lean-to slope, monoslope, whatever you want to call it. that one back there was my grandpa's barn, and then when Dad built the tie stall and added on to it, we transitioned into milking over there. Now the skid loader, I use that thing to go inside the tie stall, clean anything up, fix anything, same way with in the free stall. So I really don't mind it. It's just a little old skid loader. And my dad likes getting stuff done, so it was one of those. It was one of those buy the oversized bucket, and we'll grab have to buy a weight for this tractor too. It's the 7000 series is a nice little tractor for around the farmyard, but I just thought she'd have more weight to it. She really doesn't. So with the oversized bucket, it is actually just about too light yet. Either I didn't go far enough ahead, or I'm too far ahead. I've been contemplating, this tractor is really nice for the mowing, raking side of everything. And I've been contemplating on getting rid of this tractor and buying a payloader instead. But then I was like, the loader's nice to have, then I would want to buy another loader for a different tractor. But a payloader would be really nice to have also, due to the fact that's really all we do with this is move bales, load manure, run the bucket. I mean, I could use the old 4320 in there for raking pretty good and whatnot. I don't know, we'll see where it goes. I gotta remember I can't grow too big, because eventually I gotta buy Dad out completely. This is his retirement, so it's either that or I gotta deal with my siblings. But we are on to the tail end of the job, and all I can say is it's a pretty shitty job that I think I'll be back some other time to keep this series going and keep you guys in the loop on what I'm doing as a brand new dairy farmer on a 4th generation farm. Thanks for watching. Until next time, ladies.